Hey, boo.
Yes, everybody's showing us love. Okay, let's jump into this episode of Housewives. Baby. 50 Cent.
Messy ass Cynthia.
50 Cent had it going on this episode, baby.
It was all about Cynthia this entire episode. She looked good. Mama had her legs out, boobs out. The messy side of Cynthia was out. The event side of Cynthia was out. This is definitely Cynthia's episode. Let's talk about this opener.
Okay, yeah. So this opener is, we get reminded of briefly of what happened last week with Angela Oakley storming off, and we are thrusted into this opener with Cynthia Bailey basically going around being like a investigating ass auntie.
A little messy auntie. She over here with this one. She over here with this one. And what I love about the editing and the production side of things, because I'm always looking at both, is what we always love, Oliver, is to see them in one home or one scene talking about a topic, and also in another frame or scene talking about a topic. And just
I agree.
Just to see Cynthia bouncing around from friend to friend to friend. I can't even remember who she was with at each sit down, but Cynthia was just, and she said it in her voiceover, like, I come to collect the tea because her ass went to bed. So I thought that was perfect for Cynthia production. Y'all ate that because Cynthia was the perfect person to do it because she's neutral with literally everybody.
Listen, I thought this was such a perfect editing play by whoever decided it, the network, production, whoever, because one, it fast tracked us through so much exposition and scenes quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to get from this to this to this very quickly.
Yes.
It also gives, after Angela left the trip, so did the entertainment. No tea, no shade.
They did kind of end things once she wrapped up.
So let's just skirt along with this. We got through so much exposition quickly. We saw everyone, and we saw Cynthia working.
Yes, Cynthia was clocked in.
Cynthia was clocked in. She was
Clock
so
in,
cute.
Cynthia.
Cynthia was so cute. And I was like, this is what a friend of is supposed to do. Contribute to the show just enough to where we still appreciate you being here, but you're not getting on our nerves.
Yeah. Who is a friend that's gotten on y'all nerves?
Marlo.
I was gonna say Marlo too, because I was about to say Marlo had kind of started to get on my nerves, and then when she got her peach, she didn't do shit. But we talking about Cynthia, but Marlo was gonna be my answer too.
Yeah.
But I love that opening scene for Cynthia. I love the editing. I love everything about it. It was cute. It was fun. That was a good opening scene.
That was such a great feel-good moment that made me love this episode, because I was like, this is so cute. Like, look at y'all giving Cynthia her little moment. Look at Cynthia being messy. Look at y'all getting all the tea. Look at the girls. It was like look at y'all. It was cute.
And and then we find out that Cynthia is going to have a Bailey Q. And if you are a Housewives fan, if you know anything about anything, first of all, anything that damn Cynthia throws, the event is going to hell. Look at her face, just messy boobs. I love my God. So if you remember, I think Cynthia's first Bailey Q or Bailey Bowl or some shit like that, that's when Nene and Marlo had gotten to that big brawl out into the field, and they was chasing each other down. So that's kind of been the lead up, of Cynthia's event. So I'm excited to see. Well, I was excited to see what her Bailey Q was going to end up looking like, because Cynthia's events majority of time usually go to hell.
Yes, they do. Going back to this episode with everything going to hell, Cynthia's trying to get the tea on what happened with Porsha. What was that?
Oh, I'm just talking about this tea that's going on with these three.
Yes. Cynthia was trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with Porsha running her mouth about doing something nasty to Charles, Angela Oakley's husband.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like Porsha kind of admitted to it, right? Like Porsha said it.
But what Porsha said was she should have her Dumbo ears upstairs in the bed still asleep, is what Porsha said.
Porsha was having a girl moment.
Yeah. Woo, I don't know how I feel about if I would have heard somebody drunk in the moment or not talking about how they gonna F my husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm present, then that's one thing. But I don't know if I would have been able to take that comment.
Present, bitch. Fucking my man. Oh, you
I mean, like
crazy.
if I'm into that type of thing, like if I'm present and you saying
Mm.
like you trying to come on to us and if we into that type of thing, then that's different. But like if you down at the pool and y'all kikiing and bitch, it's already been some little tension between us because Porsha had made a statement at the bank saying she had some information on Charles. So, bitch, I'm already not feeling you with any conversation regarding my husband. But for me to overhear you at the pool saying you gonna fuck my husband,
That's
yeah,
wild. That's wild.
yeah, Miss Porsha is a bold bitch, boy. Woo! That's a bold bitch.
Oh, that
That
is
girl will
funny.
take your man, be interested, girl. That Porsha.
Ain't she crazy?
That P. Willie boy, that thing is something else.
P. Willie is wild.
Girl, that Porsche is wild.
So next on the episode is this filler scene with Kelly and the dogs.
I love this scene so much.
Did you really? You love this scene. I'm so shocked to hear you say that. Why you love this
I
scene?
I love this scene because Kelly is just over the top. I love how all the housewife shows are over the top. Lisa Vanderpump has had dog parties. She has a damn dog show. And dogs are always a part of the Housewives franchise. A lot of the Housewives has dogs and stuff like that. So it's cute to see them involved in the show. What I loved about the scene is my little wannabe bougie ass has had my dogs several parties where I invite all of our dog friends. And like one time we had like a little pool situation where the dogs could get in the pool, and like we had the adults, we were having like a barbecue and a cookout, and we were drinking and doing what we do. And the dogs they had a space where they were running around and can play. And I recently just had my little baby, he turned 10 years old, and I had him a dog party. So I love this scene because Oliver, I remember Cookie, and you recently sent me pictures of Cookie just laying on me and stuff like that. You haven't got the opportunity to meet my dogs, but I know you will love them. We're just dog people, and I know that this is the type of bougie, silly shit that we like to get together and do because we party, but we don't like to do that shit often. So we're gonna get together, and if we're gonna eat and drink, like let's do it for a purpose. So I loved it because it was so bougie and so like, oh my god, these girls are just fucking spending money. Now I don't like the color and all this stuff on this little dog, and she's spending $1,000 on the dog. Now my little party, we didn't, you know what I'm saying. We got him about $45 worth of toys from Ross and let him turn up. But, she got money to blow. That's cute. I don't like all the little colors and stuff on the dog because I don't want it to affect the dog. But she said don't. But outside of that, I love the scene because it's like so bougie and it's so housewife-ish. And as a fan of Housewives, I like to see it.
It was very housewife-ish. I love that aspect of it. But it just made me want so much more. Like the girls just are not entertaining.
Now it was funny to see the dogs watching the other dog. Now my dog was running around acting like maniacs. You know what I'm saying? They were acting like children. So it was funny to see the dogs just sitting and watching other dogs. Now Kelly and Brit is just not turn up girls. Now imagine Nene and Kim Zolciak in that scene. She would have been she would have gave us so much more. They're just not such big personalities. I like what happened in the scene. Now, could we get more from the girls? We've been saying that all damn season.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head for me. Like the girls just are not entertaining. And I thought the same thing. I was like, if Nene or Kim Zolciak or a Sheree or somebody was in this scene, it would be so much more entertaining because they're just naturally funny. And I like the girls. I like the season, but that scene for me was just almost kind of pointless other than it showing them being fabulous and glam and spending money. I just want a little bit more for my girls. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
I feel like that about two scenes down.
Now I'm gonna combine her next two scenes because we just gonna do it. P. Willie still being silly.
Porsha and Dennis.
Ain't it cute?
They just need to tell the world they still hunching.
I want Porsha and Dennis to get back together.
They both so young and silly together. At least they be young and silly together.
But it's like they are being young and silly together. Like they literally are still together being silly together.
Like when Dennis popped out that little cut from the cut, oh, I said, oh, y'all playing and being silly today. Because Dennis,
so
what you doing here? It is cute. I enjoy seeing them. Then Dennis tried to steal a little kiss. I said, come on, Dennis. I enjoy seeing them together, no shade.
Me too.
I just hate the storyline that they've had all season has been concerning Drew. I would have loved to see them being out doing more flirty shit. I mean, didn't they just do a YouTube show together recently and they was flirting all over each other? I saw it on the blog or online down at TL. I didn't watch it, but Drew and Dennis, just get back together, y'all.
Porsha and Dennis, see you putting that bad spirit over there.
Who I say Drew and Dennis?
You said Drew and Dennis. No,
Lord,
Porsha and Dennis.
Porsha and Dennis.
Porsha and Dennis.
Get y'all shit together and just get back together.
Now this next scene was very boring to me at first, but then my social media mind kicked in and I was like, oh, you know what? This is actually really genius if she milks this the right way. And I'm talking about our girl Shamea, right? So she in this episode
she looks so pretty.
Don't Shamea be beat?
She look like a cartoon character right there.
Shamea be beat, baby.
She's a pretty girl.
Oh, she's beautiful. So in this episode, Shamea once again is sharing her journey to motherhood for the second time around, right? This is her second baby. This would be her second baby she's trying to conceive right now, right?
Don't let me lie. Don't let me lie.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think it's baby number 2. Anyways, she shared where she is right now on her journey in motherhood. And I was just like, if Shamea milks this the right way, she could make so much money as a social media content creator in maternity and motherhood and things like that. Just because I'm friends with people who've done it and they like it's so lucrative. And I'm like, bitch, she's a fucking housewife on Bravo doing all this shit. Like she could run away with the bag because hoes always gonna have babies.
Yeah. And motherhood is so, it's so prominent. And motherhood is so, and Shamea is so open about her motherhood journey. It's just going to give her more room to work with, more things to work with, more people, more brand, more companies to partner with. Everything ain't about money and stuff like that. But when we see an avenue, strike it, and she's so open about her motherhood journey. It's just such the perfect thing for her not to work hard to do.
I love it.
Yeah. I enjoy Shamea. I enjoy Shamea.
She's relatable.
Yeah.
She's like, she represents
so many women.
She represents so many women, She leads an aspirational life. She's on a huge platform.
She's funny. She's relatable. She's outgoing.
Yeah. Like
she's spiritual, she believes in family. She's like the whole package.
The Pamper brand deals, girl. That's all I'm seeing. Like the Pamper brand deals, the milk brand deals, the surrogacy center brand deals,
it's
the
so
pacifier many, brand deals.
Oh yeah, and it's like so many like motherhood seminars and like women
workshops.
Workshops. Women. I'm thinking like that stuff. You thinking product? I'm thinking like we got to team up, put these minds together. But anyways, so many workshops, so many conferences, all women stuff that's just happened. Women's Month. What? I wouldn't even be. She would be so booked. Women's Month. So she means get on it, child.
But at least I feel like this is how you could organically build that kind of business because she's let us in on the journey at this point. So we see the genesis of it, and we see the story behind it and we understand the meaning behind the product,
Mm-hmm. Now this next scene.
Are we talking about the Oakleys?
No. But yeah, we talking about the Oakleys, but no, that.
Oh, you know what I skipped past? Because I combined it. Let's talk about Porsha and this au pair.
Yes, please. First of all, what is that?
You just as bad as Dennis. Talk about what is that?
I ain't never heard of no shit like that. Make my country listen. My country ass.
Yes, an au pair is basically like a nanny
mama
or a
raised me.
babysitter who lives with you.
How old was that little girl?
She was a young girl.
She looked young.
Typically, college students do it, or like younger girls do it. Typically,
And they supposed to be like the nanny.
yeah.
I don't know if I want no young nanny. I need you to know some remedies. I need you to know how to save a baby. For real. I need you to have some experience with my baby.
I just want to know, what is Porsha doing that she's so
That
busy
she needs
that
an
she
au
needs
pair.
an au pair? Like,
And
what
then
is she doing?
And in the same green screen, she gonna say, and Dennis is an honorable house husband. So what the fuck is y'all doing around there that y'all need an au pair?
That's just right. Like that y'all are so busy. Dennis, I can kind of understand because Dennis runs multiple businesses that have multiple locations and multiple moving parts. So I
We
get
will
it.
give him that for the Wiener Works. However.
And that wiener works, all right? But what is Porsha doing around there in her wig? Drinking her Hennessy that she need an extra. What is Mama Diane doing?
Getting glammed up to film the show.
Oh, she busy.
But
So
you
we
know
need
what?
That's crazy.
So who house was Porsha even in? Was she in that house? Does she not supposed to be filming in, or where is she still staying in that house? Do you know?
I don't know where she's staying at.
Because
I know now, in terms of where they are in the show, I don't know where she's staying at, but I do believe I read somewhere where the judge granted her access to stay and film in that house. So as of today, she's back in.
Because I'm
But
like,
in terms of the show, I don't know where she is now.
Why you need an au pair at home if you're not even working and filming at the house?
Porsha say it's a lot around here.
Porsha. These young moms, look, these young moms.
Don't you hear Nene just talking?
Let me not get in trouble with no moms on here. You don't know what it takes to be a mom. I'm just kidding, y'all. JK. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not saying she don't need one. I'm just curious to know what the hell is she doing that she needs one. Like, what is she doing?
And especially if Dennis is an honorable house husband.
Well, you know that was for the show. You know they were being funny about that.
Dennis been around there gallivanting around behind Drew.
This is correct.
And he could have been at that house with that baby. Because they don't even work together no more. Them little 2 months is gone.
But he's around there making beats for the baby's college fund.
I wonder if she still got the au pair. Does anybody in the comments ever had an au pair? Has anybody ever had a nanny? Let us see some comments real quick. Like, what does it help with? Or like, when did you feel like you needed to bring one in? And how do you have that conversation with your husband? Because some husbands, I guess because I'm from the South, a lot of, I come from men with old school thinking, so it's send me a little bit, but I'm a little bit more progressed. But a lot, it's hard to tell a man sometimes like they need help with a baby and stuff like that. So I wonder, how do you have that conversation? So let us hear from some women in the comments.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments right now. If anybody wants to drop down and say anything. I never had a nanny. I never had an au pair. We never had things like that. I had an auntie, I had a nana, a granddaddy, a cousin.
My mama ain't never had no babysitter. Not even a babysitter.
The most thing I ever had that was, I think, like, we had somebody that would come clean the house. That's about it.
My mama had 3 maids, and she birthed all 3 of us. Baby, I ain't never had no nanny. We ain't never had no babysitter. When we got old enough, we watched each other. We got our ass beat. Yeah, clean the house. Yeah, baby, we clean our own house. Yeah, so I even staying the night at other people's home, I never did it as a kid. Never, ever. I had one friend, and I probably did it maybe 5 times. Not even 5 times. But at the same time, y'all heard me say earlier, I was a very sick baby. I had eczema, asthma, and air palsy. So I had a lot of things going on, and I had chronic asthma.
Air palsy, what's that?
So air palsy is where it's like one side of your body is stronger than the other side. And then also one side of your body it's different forms of it. But for me, let's just say This right shoulder is 67 inches. My right shoulder could be 67 inches. My left shoulder could be 71 inches. So it's kind of like I was always like a little bit, why are you laughing, bitch? Stupid little bitch. This one, see, bullying friends. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, this was something I dealt with as a kid. So it stopped me from like playing sports. And like I always had to go to like physical therapy to like strengthen my muscles and different stuff like that. So my mama didn't let me stay with a lot of people. This bitch is still laughing, girl. Do you need that?
I'm sorry. Keep going. You know I'm silly.
You too that you giving Porsha. No, this is something I really dealt with as a kid.
No, I believe it.
Even in school, like I used to have to. We going far from housewives. Even in school as a kid, I remember having to like take my inhaler. I was always that kid that the nurse would have to come get me out of class. I hate you so much. The nurse would have to come get me out.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Q was probably that kid that always was getting pulled out of class. We always had to stop and what we was doing. Because he done fell out. We got to remember, we got to be his buddy because he can't.
Oh, not my buddy. I didn't need a buddy.
Hold his hand.
I won't retarded.
You know, everybody please remember when we go to lunch, you know.
That was a bad
That's why I was like, Q was that kid, but keep going.
But no, I really was. I was a kid. I would have to get called out of class, had to take my inhaler, had to take certain medicine, and all this stuff. Like my doctor, I didn't have a doctor down the street. In North Carolina, I would have to drive to like Duke Hospital or like UNC Chapel Hill, which is like 2.5 hours away, every appointment. Like sometimes twice a week, sometimes once a week, like for years. So shout out to my parents, though. I'm not on any medication to this day. I have overcome.
Glory.
Hallelujah.
Glory.
The crazy part is, I don't know how I got off asthma. I don't know I used to take like sleep. I used to be on sleep machines and stuff like that. I am so serious. I used to like have to like go to sleep and be plugged up to a machine. And to this day, I just remember like starting to run and exercise because I got tired of like bitches like you laughing at me.
I'm sorry.
And so
I just so country.
I am. I'm to the bone, baby. Country to the bone. But yeah, I just remember doing certain things to weed myself off. And I remember always praying to God, like, I don't want to be sick. I want to be regular. I want to play football. I want to do the regular shit. And so I did.
I never knew this.
And that's why y'all see me run so much. That's why y'all see me exercise so much on social media, is because as a kid, those are things that I could not do. Now I'll outrun any bitch on this live. Yeah,
me too. Yeah, you outrun me.
Because now I run like 5 miles a day. No inhaler. I ain't took an inhaler in years. I don't even have an inhaler in this house if something was to happen.
The part that got me, what you said was,
what?
I don't even know how I got up. I don't know
how I got over it.
So you may have said over it, but in that moment, my ears heard got up off asthma, like alcoholism or something. Like it was.
Shit, to me, it was
But that's beautiful
drug. Though. It was over me, but to this day, I don't do or take anything, and that's why.
That's beautiful.
Go back to the comment that like I said years ago that was made about me publicly. It hurt me even more because no, bitch, I wasn't doing stuff for likes, clicks, and views. This was for me. I came here to heal me. So back to Housewives.
That was so beautiful.
Person. I got a real person. Y'all know all my sicknesses now, child. Call my doctor. No, I'm serious. I don't have anything now.
That's beautiful though. It really is.
And
Miss Oakley
and Mrs. Oakley.
They were together catching up
at the gym.
Angela was letting her husband know, what happened on the trip as it relates to the girls, i.e. Porsha, talking about him. I like Charles. Charles is funny to me.
I used to give him a lot, but in this scene, I have to say he was okay.
Yeah, I feel like he was very supportive.
Yeah, this scene, I was like, okay, I like him, but I don't know. I guess because he could see like his wife was hurt. I don't know if he usually like picking at her because I don't know if she's tough and all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in this scene, I could tell that he was very understanding, and that's what I like to see in a man. I just like for you to hear your wife out, talk to your wife. Like I like to see the soft side of a man when it comes to, not the soft side. I guess the understanding side. I just like to see a man or a husband be a wife, and sometimes I don't feel that warmness from him, and I felt that in this scene.
Angela is the MVP now. You know, she's crushing these girls.
I like Mrs. Oakley, and I'm gonna skip ahead real quick. In the very last scene, this bitch had everybody come have a sit down conversation with her in her office. Girl, MVP type behavior, girl. Come see me. Next.
I live for Angela. I live for Angela. Like I really do.
Yeah, I enjoy her this episode.
And it was nice to see Mr. Oakley be a little bit more involved in his wife telling him the drama, because you know typically he'd be like, girl, I don't want to hear that shit, even though he kind of was still that way.
Yeah,
but you know,
with your lame ass friends.
Once right with your lame ass friends, but once Angela got on the part of Porsha mentioning him, you know, we saw him a little bit more involved. So
yeah,
I like her and I like him. Child. Now this is what I want. Before we get to this Bailey Q.
Yeah. We need to come right here real quick.
I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about this, because I think my opinions about this may shock you.
I'm two-sided. I love seeing.
Me too.
I'm two-sided. I love seeing black wealth. So I love seeing the family discuss the family home being passed down. I think a lot of us, especially in this generation, are dealing with that. We always used to go to Medea house, Big Mama house, Grandma house, Nana house, whatever you call your grandmother. We're always used to going there. And a lot of us are now dealing with not having nowhere to go anymore. I've dealt with that in my own family. So that was a very relatable scene. And I was going to talk to the talk to the people in the comments, and I'm curious to know, do you guys still have a lot of family homes and land and things in your family's name, or do we just sell those things and pass them along? You know, so I was interested from that point of view of the scene, but it was because it's Brit. It just was a little flat, so I enjoyed the conversation more. So like I wish they would have showed the home. I wish we'd have been in the home. I wish we'd have saw a widescreen shot of B-roll of the home. So I don't know. I think those are the small details that are missing with Brit. So that scene kind of felt a little flat for me, but I enjoyed the conversation of what they were talking about. But I enjoyed seeing a little bit of family drama, though. You know, see Brit with somebody else outside of her husband.
Yeah. Going back to what you said earlier about Black people keeping real estate in their family, that's definitely something that's a conversation I'm currently having with my family, because I have enjoyed, you know, certain houses being in our family for many of years, you know, and now that I'm in a place where I know more about money and real estate and legacy and all the other stuff, I'm asking my elders certain questions. So that's actually like a real thing, because that's something I'm really actually going through right now, actually, and just trying to ask the right questions, get the right answers, you know, with the time that we have, you know.
And while we're go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a real thing. Like, that scene was very relatable. It was very relatable. So shout out to Brit for that. Finally, Brit. Ooh, girl, finally, we can give Brit Edie something. Jesus.
Look at her laughing. She laughing too. We laughing too.
She's shocked. She just as shocked as us.
But before we even move on, I do want to say, I think that is a very important conversation that we need to have in our families, is because a lot of us are going through it. I went through it many years ago with my mother's. Well, I don't want to start doing all that. I went through it many years ago with one side of my family, currently going through it with this side of my family. And it's something that families go through often. So if you have the family matriarch in your family, start finding those deeds, start finding Start asking those questions, because I'm a question asker. I'm asking who land is this, where my piece, and listen, everybody need to know what's going on and not wait till family members get in the ground and we no longer can communicate. So have a family reunion and then have one night where y'all handle business and tackle these conversations. We need to tackle these conversations in our home because so many of us are losing or just selling and letting stuff go when we can keep that stuff in the family and allow that generational wealth to go down to our kids, kids, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's so real. You said that. Let me drop a bomb for you, Q. Mosey, my fellow again. Oh, I got to give you one of those. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't hear. I'm about to say, why is it taking so long? But I didn't hear.
Yeah, it dropped. Listen, let me tell you something. This scene right here alone could save Brit Edie. Because let me tell you something. When that grandma came around that corner and said, "Y'all
that foolishness down.
Y'all need to."
It's giving real Mabel Simmons looking in that seat like that. It's giving real Medea about to shake her head like, bitch, if y'all don't sit down up in here.
And let me tell you something. When that sister got the screaming on the phone, I said, "Oh, girl, now, okay, yeah, I need Andy in the camera right now.
I need Andy in the camera and get the sister to the house whenever she finished doing her little errand. Well, she can't be here today. I need every sister in the room, and I need that mama in there because it's just something going on with something in the water."
This right here can save Brit Edie's career as a housewife because I want to know what the fuck is going on with this family.
Them sisters.
The sisters.
Yeah, the one with the braids was ready. I don't care if the camera's here. Don't let me show out. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She was on the FaceTime. She said yes.
Yeah. Mama with the braids was ready. She was ready to turn it up.
I said, what the fuck wrong with her? What's going on? Like, I was like, oh, she's crying. What has happened?
Yeah, mama was pissed.
When grandma came back from round and said, and she got, I said, oh yeah, okay, I want to see what's going on. Yeah, it might be over for Sunday dinner. I want to know.
Please. And leave your husband at the house so you can be free and do what you need to do. I don't need you holding back.
What the little hobbit said, your pill popping roommate.
Ooh. Who said that?
That's what Kelly said to Brit in the super trailer when they was going back and forth. And Brit was like, nobody wants to be your little hobbit. Before that, Kelly said something about you and your pill popping roommate. Now, my messy ass best friend Jasmine called me the other day and thought that Brit said, not Brit, and thought that Kelly said with your in the closet roommate. I said, now she ain't say that now.
They've been trying to make this man in the closet all season. Good
now
Lord.
She ain't say that now. Dang it. Come on back.
Lord have mercy. Not pill popping roommate. I wonder what it is that got Kelly and this child to this point. My God.
We finna find out. It looks like it happens on this season.
We know it's on this season, food.
I'm just talking.
It looked like Phaedra finally about to pop out.
She's coming. We finna get to that. We still got to get to your godmama Bailey Q. I just knew you was gonna be. We don't want to skirt past that. Child,
let's get on down to the Ogden, down to the lake house. Cynthia Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. That's Cynthia gonna get it started, okay? Cynthia had a lot of people in that house. There was a lot of chefs and a lot of movement going on. I just thought about that scene. There's a lot of movement going on in that house. Look, it's somebody behind the shoulder. If they pan to another side, it's probably two more people behind another other shoulder.
Q, that is ignorant. That is so ignorant. That is ignorant.
Let's get to the Bailey Q. Now, I enjoy Cynthia's home. It's a beautiful home.
Beautiful home.
I'm glad to see Cynthia throw an event. I'm glad that they let a friend of the show throw an event, but I feel like because it's the Bailey Q and Cynthia is a little bit messy and her Bailey Qs are majority of the time messy and go to hell, they let Cynthia do this. Now, one thing that kind of creeped me out and I got questions about, my spiritual side was coming out. I have never seen a walk-in prophecy do what happened in this episode. Now, I want to say I come from a church background. I think a lot of y'all know that. So I come from all of that. I come from the rolling around and come from the demon. I come from casting out. I come from all of it, right? I come from the prophetic voice. I come from being under a prophetic voice. I understand all of that. I've just never seen one operate the way this lady was operating. Like, I felt like she was doing readings. But for Cynthia to be like, oh, my prophet friend coming, my prophet friend coming. Like, I guess in the church world, it sounded a little weird. It sounded a little weird to me. I don't want to say ignorant. It just sounded weird. And so for the lady to come in and actually start giving out what she feel or what she felt, not saying she was false, because I don't want to tear a queen down, because she was beautiful. It's just something I've never seen before. And it seems like what she was saying was accurate to the ladies. Not saying that she could not have a prophetic voice, because she clearly could. She can. I've just never seen it, the gift handled like that.
The part that had got me was when Drew had walked in. I think it was Drew, or was it Brit? I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Drew. And whoever it was brushed up against the prophet, and the prophet had said something, and you could hear a soundbite of Cynthia saying, "Ooh, you felt something already."
Just ignorant. That Cynthia is silly.
Yo, I just enjoyed Cynthia's little asides. Like when the thunder had hit, she said, "Oh,
I love when Cynthia says, not lightning."
Oh my God, I was cracking up at Cynthia. Even later on, when Cynthia was like getting this person together to talk, then bringing back this person over here, and then when Shamea later on was joking about the prophet saying a Porsche or something like that to Angela, she was like, a Porsche. You could see Cynthia looking at her like, girl, like, don't start that. Like, don't do that. Cynthia this episode proved why she is a friend. And I need her to be back every season doing this. Like, I need this from Cynthia.
There was another funny moment when she was talking to Porsha, and when Porsha said, well, she didn't apologize to me. And she said, well, you did say that about that lady's husband. And then she said, well, I still want her to apologize. Oh, Lord, Porsha. You know?
Like, Cynthia's eating. She's eating. I live.
There was a moment where she said, well, come on and talk yours down. There was something that she told Porsha. I'm not quoting it correctly, but there was something that she said to her in that same scene that had me giggling as well. I said, well, Cynthia is cutting up. Cynthia's cutting up. Cynthia's cutting up. So that's all I have to really say about the prophet lady. The girls look great, but yeah, I want to know what y'all think in the comments. Like, what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all concerns about the prophet lady? Oh, how do you feel about it? I know you come from, I don't know if we come from the same type of church background, because I come from the sticks and the real deliverance. I've been like to real deliverance service and etc. So I'm not sure if you've seen what I've seen and how you feel about, casting out spells and demonics and being on a prophetic voice and all of that. So because I want to know what your thoughts are also on. And do you remember Mbele? When Kim, what's the difference between Mbele in the elephant room and prophet lady?
Yeah. For me, that was a little secular for me too, and I don't want to talk down on it and against it being effective, because I don't know. And I don't want to be offensive to anybody. But it was different for me too, like she was just handing out prophecies like it was tickets, like you get a prophecy, you get a prophecy, you get a prophecy. So seeing it happen was different, growing up for me, when I heard the word prophet, that was like a position of such importance, and
most prophets don't even want you to know they're a prophet.
Yeah. They don't even want you to know. Like, it's like coveted, it's rare, and so
it's a gift you have to cover. Sorry, when you said covenant, my ears went up. It's a gift, it's so sacred. It's not nothing nobody plays with. It's not an entertainment thing. So when it immediately alarmed me when Cynthia was saying, my prophet friend coming over here, my prophet friend coming over here. I got plenty of people who walk in the prophetic gift, but that's nothing I would ever just yell out to a room of people that they don't know. But I know that she was there to be the events, the entertainment, and that's why I think it's kind of rubbing me wrong, because she was there for entertainment, but we're calling it the prophet. I just feel like that could have been handled a little bit better, but I'm gonna let you finish because I did cut you off. But
No, I feel the same way. It could have, for me, it could have been handled better, but
Could
if
use
it
some
worked,
different wording. Just use some different wording.
or a different environment, a different setup,
Y'all partying, they taking shots. They were taking to me and said y'all taking a handless shot in the middle of my in the middle of my prophecy.
I mean, but that was the environment. We had the Bailey cue.
I know. I'm just saying, like, when we're in the environments to receive a prophet, but you can't receive a prophecy anywhere. Because I've been in a club and sometimes people have came and got a hold of me and I need to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or I've been in events, or I've been to. I could be in the grocery store and somebody have a word for you. Not saying that can't happen. I guess just the way it was laid out, they are over there taking handless shots. It's like, oh my gosh, like
it was different.
It was different. We're just gonna word it like that. It was different.
Let's
get down to the mess.
Yeah, let's talk about this first. The lesser of the mess, Shamea and Angela. They are back not liking each other. Okay, Angela sent Shamea a text after witnessing Shamea
being a part of the foolishness.
Being a part of the foolishness with Porsha, getting caught up with Porsha. Right, not Poolgate. Oh, not Poolgate. And now Angela is like, Shamea, I ain't fucking with you. You know, like you should have said something. You think so?
Behind my husband, go. I am Candy Burst behind my man. I don't play. I don't play by my partner. I don't think it's funny nor cute. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect my man. It goes up immediately.
Okay, so I get it. Like I kind of get Shamea. I get Shamea, right? Like Shamea saying, I'm not laughing because
when I was watching that scene, Shamea reminded me of your ass so bad. It's not my fight. This not my fight. This not my fight. I said that is such an Oliver Twixt move. So I said, in the fact that you on here defending Shamea, that's what made me just cut you off. I'm sorry, but I was watching. I said that is such an Oliver Twixt move.
Yeah, like Shamea was with her homegirl in a moment where they thought was private. You know, her homegirl is drunk, twerking ass out, saying dumb, silly shit. And you know, you just laughing. You know, you're not in a place to be like, oh, girl, don't say that. Like, because in what world do you really think Porsha finna go fuck Charles now?
Charles already don't wear his ring. We're not gonna run Porsha track record because I love my, we're not gonna do Porsha like that today. But we're gonna call a thing. We only gotta go no further with the two of them. Girl, bye. Girl, I didn't put shit past no hoe around.
Can you imagine years down the line it come out that Charles fucked Porsha?
No, don't say that.
But I'm just saying, like, I can see why Shamea ain't think nothing about it because it's like, in what world would that actually happen?
In this one.
I get why Shamea ain't be like, Porsha, don't say that. You know, like, girl, y'all, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Y'all drunk. You're not thinking nobody up listening. This bitch being silly.
I guess, but I don't know.
But I get why Angela could be upset, but I also feel like Angela also has to understand the dynamic. Like, girl, just because I laugh don't mean I'm compliant. It's just the shit was funny. Like, I would probably laugh too. Like, girl, what? You want to do what?
I'm team Angela with this one.
Oh, I'm team Angela all day too, but I understand Shamea.
Yeah, what was funny to me in that scene was, first of all, Shamea's little look, I like it. Why y'all was trying to drag her little look before the show aired? I don't think it was off theme. If it was a Juneteenth party, I felt like everybody else should have did a little bit more. I like.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy perspective? When these photos first leaked over the summer of Shamea wearing this, everybody was dragging Shamea, and now the show done came out, and we see that the hoes was really supposed to be up in the dress code.
And all they did was wear the colors of green, yellow, and red. I mean, y'all did that, but I mean, hell, I got that on. Y'all could have wore this and been more in theme than what y'all gave. However,
I got on my tribal piece.
We should have got our invite sent. What I in that scene though, oh my god, you just made me lose track of thought.
That invite sent was hard.
You said right. Was I invite sent? Child, you don't make me lose track of thought about that scene. Anyways, what I did want to say is everybody was always saying about how Shamea was the worst dressed. I haven't been seeing that.
I haven't seen that either.
She's been killing it to me. And even the girls were saying like, well, who has the most questionable fashion? Everybody was saying Shamea. I have not been seeing that.
Me either. And that's why you have to wait, before the message for today's live, because we still have to get into things later on. You have to wait.
Gosh.
You still have to wait. You just have to wait. You just have to wait sometimes.
Just wait.
Before you open your mouth. 114. We got up to 130. But before you open your mouth and begin to speak things and begin to make assertions and begin to say things, you just have to wait.
Word of the day. Hallelujah. Take that in, people. Don't move. Stay right there. I feel it. Just stay right there. Just wait. Somebody needed that today.
You have to wait.
All right, we can move on. I just somebody needs to hear that for real.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I don't want Angela and Shamea going at it. Like, I like them being cool, but I can also understand why Angela ain't fucking with Shamea. And I also get why Shamea was like, girl, don't be mad at me, because
she dismissed her on their little one-on-one and back there in the little profit room. There goes Cynthia in that profit room. Cynthia in that profit room back there.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I seen somebody, let's go back into the profit room. Girl, shut up. Yeah, it was so funny to me to see Mrs. Oakley just have these one-on-one conversations and flicking them off like, girl, okay, move on next. And then the way they just brought Shamea in, and then the way she just kind of paid Shamea dust. I don't know what it was about that, but that was so bossy and so nice nasty to me. Like, I don't fuck with y'all. Here, Porsha, here's your hug. Don't do that again. And Shamea, girl, you supposed to be my friend. I ain't fucking with you right now.
Angela has really came in and
she's so bossy.
But without even having to try. You know what I'm saying? It's and that's what happens when you just are. You know what I mean? When you just are. Huh? When you just are, it just is. You know what I mean? Baby. Read of the season so far goes to Miss Angela Oakley for me, baby.
What did she say?
Baby, because that Brit got crunk with her when she was like, did you see the words coming out of my mouth? And Angela was like, girl, I can see it coming out your big ass mouth. And she was like, you need to be using yours a little bit more, don't you? Right? Trying to play that card that Charles around there fucking around with Angela, which he made, but we ain't got there yet, okay? Angela said, bitch, not with the stretch marks around yours. Brit, you're a whore. All the mouths on your mouth, baby. I said, Angela Oakley is reading.
The mouths. I said, what? And look how she's sitting now. She's reading too. And read with the crossover, Mrs. Oakley. Read.
What I love about Angela is she never raises her voice above almost two whispers. Like, she's always so even keeled, but the way she fired those off so quickly, I said, okay, yes. I like Angela Oakley officially. I want to call her Angie. She Angie to me now. Angie Oakley.
That's your homegirl when you just call her bitch Angie.
Okay. What did you think about that read off between these two? Because I felt like that was a battle. Now
it was definitely a battle.
She was trying to swing.
Where the hell did the prophet go so fast? How did y'all get there? That was my question. I was trying to figure out what the hell turned Brit up so quickly. She always has this thing of going from 0 to 100 and she just lashes out. So I think I was more so confused. It was a big blow up moment. I'm like, damn, when y'all just getting prophecies? How did y'all get here so quickly? And Brit, why are you yelling? That would have been me. Like when she started doing the hands thing and she started getting loud, I would have just started tapping out because I just felt like it's too much for me. But it was a read off.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice read off. That was the second matchup between Angela and Brit, and Angie got hurt again.
Just loud and Angie told her ass up now, but just loud and unnecessary. I don't like when we be ignorant. Like we can have our stuff, we can do our thing. Y'all, there's people in here, y'all are acting ignorant.
Yo, I'm enjoying
sitting right here.
But I'm enjoying Angie getting the girls together because she got Brit together.
Oh, I love it.
And of course, it gets cherry on top is cutting to Shamea's face when she's like, girl, did you just say that? And of course, we done seen pictures of this girl sucking dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what made the read hurt even more. When she was like, Brit, you're a more.
Yeah, that was a funny scene. It was Cynthia being the mediator for me. That was the most funniest thing to see her bounce from room to room. Child, I don't know. Child is, that's Cynthia's favorite word. Child is, child out. So, funny scene. What you think gonna happen in the next episode at the Bailey Q? How they gonna finish this thing off? And what's next?
Hopefully we just pack up some plates and go on to the next thing.
Because ain't too much happening at the Bailey Q.
I don't need to see no more of the Bailey Q, honey.
It's raining. Pack up y'all up. Get you some aluminum foil. Get your little to-go box and go around your way now.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Let's take a little break. I got a potty.
Yeah, let's take a little break because
some more water.
We have to talk about. We have to talk about all these. We have to talk about the chitter and the chatter. The chitter and the chatter. I'm actually, to give you a little break Q. I'm gonna start the countdown over, so it'll be like a 4-minute little break for you to drink.
Okay, I need to get some more water.
Yeah. All right, y'all, but don't go nowhere because there's definitely more in the mix with Twixt out this. Yeah. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Ain't gon' get a line, but a Twixt better celebrate. Play it one time, you gon' play again and again. Come one, come all.